The following battle contains a stall war. If you hate Star Wars, do not watch. Anyways, I have a battle here with Lystrous, who is a really cool battler and whatnot, and I lead with Crawdaddy, because why wouldn't I? So I was thinking this would be one of his choice scarf tricking sets, so I decided to just go for a crunch, because, why not? Uxie is very tasty, especially when you're a crab and you don't have a very visible mouth at the moment. Anyways, he U-turns, and I figure I can take a hit, I'm sashed and whatnot, even though I probably should have gone for a Dragon Dance now. And he goes into Fortress, which is great, because it counters my set entirely. So I crunch again, thinking, whatever, free damage, pretty much, because I have Ahsoka's Fash. And then I go for Waterfall for damage, because I know that I can't take many hits. And he Earthquakes, and I surprisingly live, so I probably could have gotten a Dragon Dance up and then done a little bit more damage, but who cares, it doesn't really matter in the end. So basically I decide, hey, I can use this for fodder later. So I bring out my Especial, which is my own Uxie, and Uxie's one of his favorite Pokemon, so yeah. Cube, one of the first parts of the Stall War, so yeah, going at 4 times speed now. I knock off his leftovers, he throws Toxic Spikes. I set up Stealth Rocks, he throws up more Toxic Spikes. And then he goes away and goes into his own Uxie, because Uxie's cool, and then Uxie goes for Thunderbolt, but it doesn't really do much to Uxie, because Uxie's a beast. And then he goes for Sunny Day, because he wants the sun shining in his eyes that he doesn't have open. Then he U-turns and brings out a Tangrowth, which is covering its eyes from the sun, because the sun is so freaking bright. So I go for Thunderbolt thinking he might stay in or something, but whatever. I didn't really know he was going to go to. So he Power Whips and misses, and that really cost him, and I lock off his Life Orb. And then I go for a Psychic after this next Power Whip actually hits, and it doesn't do... it does a lot, but it wouldn't have done as much if he still had the, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So he Sleep Powders and misses, which also costs him, but then again, Uxie's eyes are already closed, and then I crit him, which was probably not even useful. So basically, he goes into Fortress now, and I have to switch, because Uxie can't do crap to him, and I want to see what he's going to do, so he paybacks, and I live on 6, but Toxic's going to take me out, so... Now I have to go into Breloom, and Breloom is awesome. This is Choice Band Breloom, so I Spore him just because I don't want him doing anything stupid, and then I change back out into GTFO my nuts. So basically, he goes into Girafarig now, which is one of the coolest Pokemon ever, and I go for a Super Fang because Pachirisu is awesome, and he's like, oh my god, there's a squirrel, I better calm down, it's just a squirrel. So Squirrel is all like, bouncing around eating leftovers, and then I Thunder Wave him and give him tea, and he drinks the tea, and he's like, ugh, I can't move now. It's such a good thing of tea, I have to stay and drink all of it. So then I Swagger him, whatever that is, and then he gets confused and Parallax, and I'm doing the Parafusion thingy. So basically, he now goes out to Uxie, and he's confused, and he Psychics, because there was a squirrel, now there's a pixie. So now I knock off his leftovers because I don't want him getting health back, and then he hits himself confusion, which is kind of gay, but what are you going to do? So I Thunderbolt, and it does a decent amount considering it has one special defense, and he goes for a Shadow Ball, and it actually hits, thankfully for him. And then I Thunderbolt, and he dies, because Uxie just kills things Thunderbolts, because it's Uxie. So now he goes out to his own Uxie, and I know the U-turn's coming, so I go out to No Need to Upgrade, which is my awesome Porygon 2, which is a physically bulky one, since everybody uses especially bulky ones. Anyway, he goes out to his own Porygon 2, and traces by Levitate. And now we're both basically just getting into a gigantic Stall War. So yeah, basically, I want to start more advertising stuff, I guess. Keep on going for my MSN thing, because I need more battles and whatnot, so add me, BattleTGWIS at hotmail.com. I may as well just advertise, because I need more battlers and whatnot. Basically, this entire Stall War is just taking forever, and after this point I decide, okay, I need to switch. So I go into this thing just to, pretty much for fodder, but I actually end up doing something. So he predicts that I'm going to use Thunder Wave and goes to Fortress, but I am clever more than Retriever, and I go for a Super Fang. And basically I know I could give it another hit, so I Thunderbolt, and it's still asleep, and I'm going to die to Toxic now. Pachirisu, you are awesome. So now I go into Anti-Flare Blitz, and I came up with his name a long time ago, but whatever. Jimmy's going to unsub me now. So basically, I go for a Flamethrower, and that's overkill. Now he goes into a Vaporeon, and he protects just because he wants to Toxic Stall me, and I go for a Grass Knot, but it's protecting itself, so it can't do anything. So now I go into Breloom because I know he can't do much to it, and he goes into Uxie. And I know U-turn's coming, so I decide to go into my own Uxie for fodder. And he dies, and basically he can't come in again. So now he goes into Vaporeon, and basically at this point in the game he's pretty much screwed, because I have Porygon 2, which walls him for days because he can't do Surf on me, because I have Water Absorb. So I recover up because, why not? I know he's going to protect, just because Toxic Stall. It's like one of the most common sets in the game. Now he goes into his own Porygon 2, and we have another little mini Stall War, but I eventually get tired of it after paralyzing him. He gets a bunch of health taken away because I figured Maybe Porygon 2 can outwit him and kill him, but unfortunately he's got Hidden Power Dark, which does nothing. So basically I'm just waiting for him to eventually get Parahaxed or whatever, but it's not going to happen because it's just going to keep being this gigantic stalwart, and our two little duckies are just going to be sitting out here and they're going to be bouncing around and squeaking and whatnot. And then basically I just keep using the power of the Triforce of Courage, and he recovers because he's eating his dinner, because his ship sails in the morning. So basically I keep using the power of the Triforce, but then I go into Anti-Flare Blitz because Anti-Flare Blitz can do this. So he hidden power since it's obviously not ground like he thought it was, and now I can kill it off with a close combat. So finally Annie is doing something for a battle, instead of just going through gold and whatnot, hard gold playthrough, you know what I mean. So now I'm going to die to a Life Orb recoil or anything, so I just go for a Grass Knot and he wishes up. Or down. He's going to wish down because the star goes downwards. So anyway, I go into Breloom because Breloom can destroy this thing, and I was like, hey, I want to see how much a Choice Band Focus Punch does. So I want to put him to sleep because I want to be able to get Porygon 2 in because I want to wall him for days and whatnot, but he still got Uxie, so he thought he could get me to Trace Levitate, but no, to his dismay, I can't. I had Trace to Water Absorb before he switched out, so he tries to Toxic Stall me again, but I just go for a Protect again. Recover, you know what I mean. And so I'm gaining health by eating poisonous food somehow, and then I discharge, and I don't get any Parahacks. So basically my Porygon 2 is just being an awesome little electric poison duck, and then he goes for a wish because he wants to get to full HP, and I'm like, hey, I want to see how much a Choice Band Focus Punch does to a max defense, max HP Vaporeon. And he's got Toxic on this set for some reason. So basically I Focus Punch, and it destroys Vaporeon. So yeah, Lystrous is really cool. Go check him out. Go subscribe to him and whatnot. So yeah, good game, Lystrous. I wish that wasn't a Stall War. God, I hate Stall Wars. But yeah, I had to go at 4 times speed because of that Stall War. And I'm sorry the narration wasn't as funny as usual, but I can't go that fast.